Okay, hello and welcome. So I have a little bit of a strategy thing for Vortex and practicing tricks and everything. Um, because I'm very oriented to racing games and such, um, I tend to employ racing type strategies whenever I do runs and practice stuff. So what I've devised here is a little bit of a racetrack, if you will. So, this is primarily going to be for Toasty and for Blowhard. So, essentially, to get practice on tricks such as the Toasty Wall Glide and Dog Proxy, um, and making sure they get integrated into a run, is you should always practice as you play. So, and what that means is when you practice it, you need to practice it as if you're doing it in an actual run. So, like I said, we got a little racetrack dealio here. So, essentially the route is to go up this whirlwind. Here's the starting line. Come up here like you just came out of town square. And make your way over to Toasty's portal. Now, if you haven't mastered Toasty Wall Glide, do it the normal way, however you do, just charge back down here, go through there, free Argus, open the portal, and go through the level normally. So generally what you want to do is you want to do that 3 times to establish a baseline. So, what I do in my runs is I do Toasty Wall Glide, and then I run through the level normally because I'm still working on Dog Proxy. So, just to show you what a single lap of your baseline should look like, or at least for my baseline anyways, is we're going to start here, and we're going to start the timer. We're going to go up here. We're going to glide around this wall. For all the tricks in Toasty, Novaspell, the current world record holder for this category, has a awesome tutorial on how to master this glide and Dog Proxy, which is in Toasty. So you glide around that hump there, go over here, you make sure you do a full hop, make sure you don't hold down forward, otherwise it's going to eat your input, and there you go, off into the green void. And another thing you want to do is because this is Vortex, you want to make sure you're setting yourself up for success. So, you're going to make sure you put in all the codes. So, level select is square, square, circle, left, right, circle up, right, down. And that's going to open up all the worlds for you. So you can practice willy-nilly wherever you want. And then, because you're probably going to wind up dying a lot trying to get the hang of these tricks, square 6 times, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, circle up, circle left, circle right, circle start. So I have 99 lives to play with here. So, in general, Novaspell recommends trying these tricks over and over until you can get about 30% consistency before you start trying to implement it in your runs. So, in general, your times might wind up getting worse as a result, but that's okay. The more you do them, the better you'll get at them, and hence why I'm trying to do all this. And for whatever reason, Toasty Wall Glide, even though that's part of my current PB of 26:43 at the time of this recording, there we go, here we are. And some people have bad days with this too. So, up and glide. Alright, so that's Toasty Wall Glide. I'm a fair bit behind, but that's okay. So, as part of my normal PB route, I'm going to run through this normally. So that involves just going through here, flaming them, going up through here, skirting that shepherd right there. Flaming Toasty. Following him, meeting him in the center over here. And then doing that. Right. Going up the Vortex. Alright, out through here. If I took any damage, I would charge into one of those sheep to refill my sparks a little bit. Right. And then as soon as you get into this whirlwind, that's one lap. So, the whole point of all this is to, as I said, practice as you would run. Alright, so now I'm going to try this again, showing off one lap, except this time I'm going to try and implement dog proxy into this. So ideally you want to do a 3-lap run through all this, just one after the other, go, go, go. So, ready and go! And the video where Novaspell talks about all these tricks, I'm going to go ahead and link in the description below as well, so you can pop that open and see how she does it, because she does a better job of talking off the cuff than I do. So up we go here, we glide, do that. Okay, loading in a Toasty. So, over here. So, there's this little raised area right here. You want to stop right here. You want to line up your crown with the front of the dog's nose and that little zigzag pattern on the wall there. And you want to stop just kind of short of the dog, but the whole key is that shepherd on the right there, knocking us up into the air. So this may take me a couple of tries, but essentially what's going to happen is I'm going to get launched up high in the air. At least that's what I'm going for. And, like I said, this might take a few times. So, I run around, wait for him to get back into his hey, come over here animation. Okay, so, I am out of sparks, so it doesn't matter if I land it correctly the next time, because that would kill me and thus defeat the point. So, going back over here. And mind you, I am still trying to get the hang of this trick myself. So, that one I stopped too soon. Alright, get him to reset. Okay, there we go. Alright. So, you do that. Okay. Catapult out of here. Refill your sparks. I kind of didn't do that, but here we are. So the key is to keep running that route with all those other strats and try to get it so that you got the consistency to make that faster than your baseline. Because a lot of the times in racing, when you're doing time trials and such, consistency is always key. Of course you got like one good lap, but it doesn't really mean a whole lot if you're consistently, or, you know, very inconsistent with it. So, anyways, I'm going to meet you guys again at Blowhard. Alright, so we are over here at Blowhard, and the track is going to start right here. So, as I did with Toasty, I'm going to do my normal route that was in my PB run, and I'm going to do one lap to demonstrate how that's supposed to go. Alright, 3, 2, 1, and afterwards, I'm going to show off one with the damage boost in this level. So, as of yet, she hasn't, Novaspell hasn't made a official tutorial video yet of getting that damage boost in this level. But she's going to be working on Magic Crafter's next, last I heard. So, go through these platforms. So this is a blind corner to the left here, so I don't really have a lot of time to take in visually where the platforms are and where they're moving. So it's a little bit of guesswork from there. But generally you want to be very careful on that part because that's where I've definitely thrown away a lot of runs. Okay, so that's one lap. So you... Okay. So you do 3 laps, get a baseline, and then you go and you implement the trick on the next ones. So, going to demonstrate 1 lap of that. So there's a lot of different perspectives on how to nail this trick, and I just started really learning it last night as I was trying to get my PB. So, alright. So the key of this one is to use that little wizard over there with the lightning and have him zap you so you catapult yourself up this wall. And the way it happens is you charge right just right before the lightning hits you. So you get most of the momentum charging you up that little outcropping here. So there's going to be lots of different perspectives. Different things will click with different people. Again, charged a little too early. Alright, so there's that. Alright, now because I'm approaching from that angle up the wall, I've got plenty of time to take in exactly where those platforms are. So that helps on that front. Alright. And thus completes 1 lap of that. Alright, so like I said, you want to nail consistency when you do those tricks. So again, also running it the same way you would an actual run, or at least try to run it as you would if you were being timed on an actual run. So a lot of people, it seems, just kind of practice the trick over and over and just neglect the rest of the level. So the best way, so you definitely want to make sure you practice the whole level, because if you spend all this time on the one trick and you don't really practice the rest of the level, then you could potentially throw it at the later part of the level during a run, which is going to be very frustrating for you, even if you took a lot of time, especially if you took a lot of time perfecting that one trick. It's a similar vein to a video that, can't remember if it was the Rixer, it might have been the Rixer, who did a video on how the first levels in speedrunning tend to suck, because that's where most of the resets happen. So naturally you're going to want a very strong opening on a lot of your speedruns. However, just spending all your time at the first part of the game and neglecting everything else is going to make your runs suffer in the long run, because you're not getting that much needed practice on the later parts of that level, or later parts of that game. And the same principle goes for when you're getting tricks on individual levels themselves. So, anyways, that's about all I've got for you guys. I hope you enjoyed, hope you learned something. I hope future me, when he inevitably gets rusty on this category, remembers how to fucking do all this shit, because that's inevitably going to happen at some point. But anyways, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Alright, because I feel like I might have forgotten to explain this in my run. You also want to make sure you get a good rhythm on this, because the timing is a lot more important than the positioning, essentially. Basically, the way Novaspell explained this trick to me is you want to be charging pretty much right as you're starting to fall and trying to time that with the wizard hitting you as best as you can. So it's got to be like right before you get hit. So again, she'll eventually have a good video out explaining that. Okay. For realsies this time. Have a good night. Thank you for watching. See you in the next one.